UW Health clinical dietitian Michelle Swader is back with us. Good to see you again.
Hello.
We're talking about non-nutritive sweeteners today. Non-nutritious sweeteners.
Non-nutritive, yes. That means,
what are we talking about?
That means low to no calories, but it also, don't forget, it means no nutrition either. So you're not really getting a healthy product when you're having some of these ingredients. So it's still important to keep in mind that it's processed. It can have its role.
And there's different forms of this.
Right, so the old-fashioned earliest ones were basically the term that we use, artificial sweeteners. And that is pretty much a lab-created product, totally artificial. Aspartame, sucralose, Splenda are some examples of that.
But there's naturally produced sugars as well.
Right, there's the newest ones are the naturally produced. Those come from plants like stevia or fruit like monk fruit, also still very processed in order to extract and concentrate all of those, that sweetener. And then there's a middle-of-the-road one as well that's kind of partially processed, and those are the sugar alcohols. They use those, or they make those by using sugar and alcohol, combining it together. Takes away some of the calories, not all, but it's not an alcoholic product either.
So what's the concern here?
Well, the concerns are still that even though the FDA has prescribed them as non-dangerous, we're allowed to use them in our foods, some people still tend to have some symptoms when they have certain types of these or certain amounts of these. So some people find them to be a migraine trigger. If you have too much, it can cause some GI upset. Some people actually find an increase in appetite and sugar cravings, which is probably not why they're taking them. And then there's still a lot of concerns about some of the things we haven't found out yet about does it affect our gut biome and adjust the way that we process sugar, work on weight management, other parts of our health and metabolism.
So are there any good replacements?
It's always an either or. You can decide to say, well, maybe I'm going to have a natural sugar in an apple. Yes, that's going to have a little bit of carbohydrates, but if I'm somebody who really, really wants to avoid the processed foods, then you want to stay with the natural, healthy, quality carbs.
And there's sugars in, like you say, an apple or an orange. I'm going to eat healthy, but there's sugar in there.
Right. You do process your natural sugars a little bit differently, and you just don't get the volume of sugar that you would get in like a candy bar. So if you're looking at an apple, the amount of sugar that you're getting is a different quality. It's also balanced by some water and some fiber. So you're definitely getting a lot of more nutrition, and we should still try to keep those artificial products to a minimum.
Yeah. That's the key.
That's the key.
The minimum.
Yes, they can be helpful to keep your blood sugar down and help control your weight, but everything in moderation, especially when it's very processed.
Everything in moderation. We always say that. Michelle, great to see you again.
Thank you.
See you next month.
Too.